In the 13th century, West Africa was a land of warriors, sorcerers, and empires built on gold. One man, a crippled prince the prophecies said would never walk, rose from exile to forge an empire so powerful that its ruler would later be called the richest human being who ever lived. This is the story of the Mali Empire. The kingdom where Timbuktu became the center of learning, where one man's pilgrimage crashed the economy of Cairo, and where the lion roared across the savannah. Welcome to Kingdoms of Africa. Long before the empire, the Mandinka people lived in small chiefdoms along the upper Niger River. They were once subjects of the mighty Ghana Empire, but when Ghana weakened, a new terror rose. The Soso kingdom led by the sorcerer King Soumaoro Kante. Soumaoro was feared across the land. Legends say he could shapeshift, that his skin was immune to iron weapons, and that he wore the skins of defeated kings as trophies. In the kingdom of Kangaba, the king had 12 sons. When Soumaoro conquered them, he killed 11. The 12th, a sickly boy named Soundiata Keita, was spared because everyone believed he would never walk. He was called Sundiata, meaning the hungering lion. But destiny had other plans. One day, in front of his mother and the entire court, the boy who could not walk stood up, took an iron rod, and bent it like it was straw. The prophecy was awakened. Fearing for his life, young Sundiata and his mother went into exile. For years they wandered, growing stronger in secret. Sundiata trained as a warrior, studied the art of leadership, and gathered loyal followers. Meanwhile, Soumaoro's tyranny became unbearable. The people cried out for a savior. In 1235, at the Battle of Kirina, Sundiata faced Soumaoro in one of the most legendary battles in African history. The two armies clashed under the blazing sun. Arrows darkened the sky. But Soumaoro's sorcery was strong. According to the great Epic of Sundiata, the sorcerer king could not be harmed by ordinary weapons. Sundiata consulted his sister and a powerful fetish. He learned Soumaoro's secret, a white rooster's spur. Sundiata prepared a special arrow tipped with that very thing. As the battle reached its climax, Sundiata drew his bow, the strings sang, and the arrow struck true. Soumaoro screamed and fled, his empire crumbled. That day, Sundiata Keita became the first Mansa of Mali. He united the Mandinka clans and many neighboring peoples under one banner. He established the capital at Niani and created a new system of government. He divided the empire into provinces, each ruled by a trusted governor. He created a powerful standing army. Most importantly, he brought justice and peace to a war-torn land. The people called him Simban Salata, the Lion King. Under Sundiata, Mali began controlling the vital gold and salt trade routes. The empire was born. Sundiata ruled wisely until his death around 1255. Fast forward to the year 1312. A new ruler ascends the throne, Mansa Musa Keita. Many consider him the greatest of all Mali's rulers. Mansa Musa expanded the empire dramatically. At its peak, Mali stretched over 1.2 million square kilometers, larger than Western Europe. It controlled vast gold fields, the salt mines of Tagaza, and major cities like Timbuktu, Gao, and Walata. In 1324, Mansa Musa embarked on one of the most spectacular pilgrimages in history, his Hajj to Mecca. He traveled with an entourage of over 60,000 people and carried an unbelievable amount of gold. Historians say he brought 100 to 300 camels, each carrying up to 300 pounds of pure gold. As he passed through Cairo, he gave away so much gold that the price of gold in Egypt crashed and stayed low for over a decade. Mansa Musa returned even more powerful. He brought back architects, scholars, and poets. He ordered the construction of magnificent mosques, including the legendary Djinguereber Mosque in Timbuktu. Timbuktu transformed into one of the greatest centers of learning in the Islamic world. The Sankore University attracted students from across Africa and the Middle East. Mali became a beacon of knowledge and culture. The wealth of Mali came from its perfect position on the trans-Saharan trade routes. Gold went north. Salt, books, cloth, and horses came south. They used cowrie shells as currency. Griots preserved the empire's stories and praised its rulers. Women held significant roles as advisors and governors. The empire practiced religious tolerance. Mali was famous for its justice system. Crime was low. The army was disciplined. Agriculture flourished. At its height, Mali was one of the safest and wealthiest places on earth. No empire lasts forever. After Mansa Musa's death around 1337, Mali faced challenges. Succession disputes weakened the central government. Rebellions broke out. The Tuareg captured Timbuktu, and the rising Songhai Empire began conquering Mali's territories. By the late 1500s, the once mighty Mali Empire had lost most of its lands, yet the spirit of Mali lived on. The Mandinka people preserved their history through the griots. The mosques of Timbuktu continued to stand. The stories of Sundiata and Mansa Musa echoed across generations. The Mali Empire left an incredible legacy. It proved that Africa produced some of the wealthiest and most sophisticated civilizations in the medieval world. Mansa Musa remains one of the richest men in recorded history. Timbuktu's universities showed the world that Africa was a center of learning long before European colonization. The lion's roar may have quieted, but its echo still inspires millions. From the broken prince who became the Lion King, to the emperor whose gold shook empires, the story of Mali reminds us that Africa has always been a land of giants. Thank you for watching Kingdoms of Africa, the glory of our ancestors, brought back to life.